guys, it's Joe. I hope everyone's doing great out there. Coming at you tonight with a horror movie review, and I am joined by a very special guest. Most of you probably all know him, the infamous Mr. Johnny Tellez.
Hey guys, it's Johnny. I'm the Hyper Geek, and I'm super excited to be here with Joe. Huge fan of his, love his channel, and I'm excited to be sharing in this review.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I don't even think I mentioned it, but we are going to be reviewing Holidays. A newer...
Is that already a spoiler? Did I already toss one out?
Yeah.
Sorry.
But we're reviewing Holidays, a newer horror movie that just came out. It just got released on VOD, so you can check it out on there. It's an anthology movie. 9 tales, 8 or 9 tales.
Yeah, and each one is a different holiday, and it's all by a different director.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give Johnny the lead here. He's gonna go over kind of like a quick plot synopsis on each one as we go. So Johnny, first one, Valentine's Day.
Okay, Valentine's Day. So this one is, and I just wanted to mention it because I called it as soon as I saw it, is done by the director of Starry Eyes, which is a really great movie. But Valentine's Day, without giving any spoilers, we're trying not to avoid any spoilers here, is about a girl who is really awfully bullied at school, and she also has this relationship in her mind built up with her swim coach. Mm-hmm. And it kind of goes off from there. Yep. And it's her demonstration of love, I think. So what do you think about Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day I enjoyed. I did. I enjoyed it for the most part. I think it had, its flaws here and there. But the ending really made up for any of its flaws. And I thought it was like a really solid one. If I was to rate it out of a 10, I'd probably give that one like an 8 out of 10.
I would say, yeah, that was definitely like an 8 out of 10. I think that's a high rating. Yeah, I think that's a really good one. Mm-hmm. I loved it stylistically.
Yeah.
Like Starry Eyes, it had the same feel for it, where it's these interesting shots and the cinematography. Mm-hmm. Not only that, but it had interesting actors. Yep. Like their faces were really interesting. Like they were just like, you just put somebody like a shot of somebody, you're like, wow, that's an interesting looking person.
Yeah, and it's also like a, almost like an anti-bullying, movie, which is like super interesting.
Don't mess with the weird kids.
Yeah, kind of. So it was pretty good, but yeah, definitely that is a solid one for sure. One I would give a thumbs up to.
One of my favorites.
A pretty good start to the anthology, but I think they get better as we go.
I think it was one of the best, but okay.
Let's see. It was good. Maybe not it definitely wasn't my favorite one, but it was definitely a solid one.
I get caught up a lot in style. There's that.
Okay, let's go to number 2, St. Patrick's Day.
Okay, St. Patrick's Day. This is a hard one to give a synopsis for.
Yeah, I agree
It's about a teacher who is longing to become pregnant. Deals with little kids, elementary school kids, longing to become pregnant. And one day, one of her creepy little students, they're not all creepy, but this one is, leaves her a little thing that looks like a snake kind of a thing, right? Yeah. That says something about smile and your greatest wish will come true. And she finds that she's pregnant, and it kind of goes from there.
Right.
What do you think about this one?
My thoughts, this was my least favorite one out of the entire anthology.
Okay.
It was just so odd, and the whole time, I was like, where is this gonna go? Mm-hmm. And it just got more and more bizarre, like, the longer it went. And I was like, what the hell is going on in this movie? And and like by the end of it, I was just like, what?
What?
Like the way it ended, I was like, what? And I didn't enjoy it. Like I just thought it was kind of like dumb. Like, I mean, I don't even know what the point of it was.
Okay, so I differ a little bit from you.
Okay.
This is not my least favorite.
Okay.
I would, if I had to give this one a rating, I'd probably go like a 6 out of 10.
Okay, I'd go like 4.
There you go. So what I liked about it was, it was definitely bizarre. Mm-hmm. Now, I like my bizarre.
I like bizarre too, but this one was like out in left field bizarre.
It was Wicker Man bizarre.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Have you seen the original Wicker Man?
Yes.
Yeah. It was Wicker Man bizarre.
Yeah.
It was even Nicolas Cage Wicker Man bizarre. It was like if the two of those had a baby and gave you an anthology, that's what it would be about. Mm-hmm. It was an interesting one. I enjoyed the payoff, even if the effects didn't really come along with it. But I thought the payoff was an interesting ending to it. Yeah. So
okay. So that's I'll wrap up on that one. The third one is Easter. which
Easter.
I'm gonna say this. I'm not. Let's give a quick synopsis on Johnny, but I think we are both gonna really agree on this one.
I should hope so. Easter is about a little girl going to sleep Easter Eve, and her mom is telling her the stories about Easter and what happens and things like that. And the little girl is so curious about it. What happens if I see the Easter bunny? And we find out. So
this one was probably my favorite one in the entire anthology. It's very hard to make the Easter bunny scary. They made the Easter bunny scary.
They made the Easter bunny terrifying.
They made him terrifying. Just awesome. Like, really amazing. I really don't have much else to say. It was... I mean, this one I'm going to give a 9 out of 10, maybe close to a 10 out of 10.
I'd give it like a 9.5.
Yeah, like a 9.5 out of 10. It was like a perfect story. The makeup on the Easter Bunny was fantastic. One of the best ones.
It's not what you're expecting, but when it happens, you're like, this is the most perfect thing in the world! How did this happen? And it's so good, and it's so creepy. That one honestly gave you chills. And like if you woke up and you saw that, you'd be like... Well, I'm dead now because I just died of fright.
Right.
Really good, really, really fun, and it had kind of a tongue-in-cheek sense of humor. I enjoyed that.
Was that one your favorite one?
Yeah, definitely. My favorite
okay,
one.
so
absolutely, yeah.
Two big thumbs up. Favorite one, Easter, no doubt. But there's still some good ones to come. The fourth one is Mother's Day.
So Mother's Day is about a woman who goes to the doctor to get an abortion or to terminate the pregnancy because every time she has sex, she becomes pregnant.
Yeah,
so
wild.
Crazy, right? So the doctor refers her to this kind of holistic meeting of people, of women who are trying to become pregnant, and it goes from there, and you figure out why she is becoming pregnant. Go ahead.
I like this one. I thought this one was pretty good. I kind of liked how it went, like on the ending there. I know Johnny's obviously disagreeing with me. I can tell by the look on his face. It was weird at first, but I kind of liked the way it went with. I don't want to go too spoilery, but like kind of like with the cult type following there. Mm-hmm. I always enjoy cult movies, and I kind of it wasn't like perfect. Don't get me wrong. Like I'd give it like a 7 out of 10.
Sure.
But overall I didn't think it was that bad.
So I'd give it a 4 out of 10.
Wow,
This was my least favorite.
Okay.
What I really didn't like about it was they had a good premise.
Right.
It was an interesting premise, but it really seemed to go nowhere until the last half second.
Right. Yeah.
And they played it for like a weird kind of a jump scare thing at the end. And this one was too much style, and not enough substance. So
I can agree with that, but I enjoyed it a little more than you. But yeah, all right. So let's go to the next one, which was Father's Day.
Father's Day is a difficult one because even with the group that I was watching it with, this kind of divided most people.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
for sure.
So Father's Day is a story about a woman who her father abandoned her, and she receives a gift. A package at her door, and it's a tape player. And she plays the tape, and it's her father. And it's her father telling her all these things right before he left her. And it's basically telling her, come find me. Right. And so she journeys on to find her father.
Mm-hmm. I personally really enjoyed this one. But I gotta say, the ending kind of threw me for a loop. I would have enjoyed a lot more if the ending wasn't so muddled and very vague, very confusing. But I gotta say, it was beautifully shot, just like beautifully done. Just like the tension in this one. This is probably one of the most tension-filled one. Like the whole time, it just builds this tension, and it was really amazing. Like I found myself, like almost like heart beating, like tension. But then like the ending just kind of muddles it a little bit. But overall, like I enjoyed this one. Johnny?
Yeah, I completely agree with you. It was like an edge of the seat kind of a thing. It was so beautifully done. I think, in fact, outside of Valentine's Day, this was the best shot. It was a beautiful to look at. And it was the way they used sound and just certain images was great. You really felt for this person. And nothing really could have ever happened on screen. It was all through her father's voice, and it was beautifully handled. But, like you're saying, the ending, I have no clue what happened.
No clue.
And that was the problem with it. It was such a great build-up, and it was like they just stopped the movie.
Yeah.
2 minutes too soon.
Yeah, that was like definitely a bummer.
Yeah.
I would love to discuss the ending with you off camera,
We
just
will.
because we don't want to spoil it. But all right, let's go to the next one here. This one I think is one that is gonna maybe be split, but we'll see.
Sure.
Halloween, which obviously horror movies, you expect the Halloween one to be the best one. Let's go with a quick plot.
It had
this
lots
one's
of
Kevin Smith, by the way. This is
I was
the Kevin
gonna say.
Smith one.
And this is Kevin Smith, and it has a couple of people who are going to be in his next movie also, I believe.
Yeah, his daughter's in it.
Oh yeah, his daughter. Yeah. So it's the story of he's not a pimp, but kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
He's a guy who runs a house of cam girls. And if you don't know what cam girls are, good. You're a good person. So, the cam girls are kind of revolting. They don't like the way that he's treating them, and they exact their revenge. And really, the only thing that ties into Halloween in this is that they're watching a cartoon in the beginning that has to do with witches, and it's on Halloween night. So go ahead.
I was pretty disappointed with this one. It had zero to do with Halloween whatsoever. Like Johnny said, a very loose tie-in, kind of a cop-out with like a Halloween theme in this one. Very disappointed. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't very good either. Probably my second least favorite one after St. Patrick's Day for me. It was just like a bummer. Like when you think of Halloween, a Halloween one, you're expecting, probably one of the best ones of the whole series, and it just let me down. It was just super odd too. Like the comedy was a little weird, bizarre.
I actually okay.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I just didn't want it to be in this movie.
Yeah.
And I didn't want it to have the Halloween tag.
I couldn't agree more with that. I think if it was in a different movie, I might have liked it. And if it didn't have the Halloween theme attached to it, it would have been a better movie. But because of that, I have to.
Like, even in the frame that they do now,
it.
at least put costumes in it.
Yeah.
Like there were like no Halloween costumes. Yeah. Or get the guy in a costume, which would have made sense.
What would you rate that one?
I would probably rate that a 6 out of 10. It was enjoyable
we're not too
for me.
Far off. I'd probably give it like a 5.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not too far off.
It was enjoyable for me. I thought I loved like when they did exact their revenge.
Yeah.
Like that female power. It was like kick ass. That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
But in all, I just thought it belonged to a different movie.
Yeah, it was a little bland.
That's Halloween.
All right, we got 2 more to go here, and the next one is Christmas.
Loved Christmas. Christmas is a story of Seth Green, who is on Christmas Eve trying to find the most amazing Christmas gift, like the Furby of his time, for his kid. Now, he's trying to do so much because of his failing marriage, which ties into this. Side note: the gift is a set of VR goggles.
Very cool.
Yeah. I want them.
Yeah.
That basically tie into your social media presence, your online presence, and show you whatever you want to see.
Yeah.
And some see things they wish they hadn't.
Yes.
That was good, right?
That was awesome.
That was like my Crypt Keeper thing.
I really enjoyed Christmas. This was one of my favorite ones of the whole anthology. It was really well done. Seth Green was great in it. Well acted. A great story. Found it very interesting. Kind of like premonitions or stuff that happened that people don't want to see and stuff. Very cool story. Original, I gotta say, it was pretty damn original. And yeah, definitely one that I would recommend. Probably one of my favorite ones of the whole anthology.
Absolutely, I liked it because it was unique. It was
Definitely.
very original, very unique. Honestly, going into holidays, I figured that Christmas would be another Killer Santa movie. So that's what I assumed, and seeing this, it was something completely original, and it was very fun. And you kind of were like, yeah, let's go through this, and even though when they did bad things, you were like, that's understandable and fun. So I enjoyed that one wholeheartedly.
Definitely. 2 thumbs up on that one. All right, so we go into our last one here, and that one is New Year's.
New Year's! No one wants to be alone on New Year's! And this is the story of a couple of people who will do anything to meet somebody, so they meet each other on a dating site. Not a spoiler, but right from the beginning, we find out that the man that is a part of this date is not the kind of guy you want to meet. He is, well, I guess, likely a serial killer, and we go through the date from there.
I love this one. One of the better ones of the whole anthology, and as the last one, a great cap off
Closing
to this entire trilogy, to this entire anthology. Really, I wouldn't call it like an original script, but like a really well done, a very smart story. I don't want to give anything away, but just like really well done. Loved like the twist, I guess you would call it.
Correct. Yeah.
In it, and definitely one of my favorite ones.
It was a very fun one. I love the way that they handled those characters. You wanted things to work out because even though you knew what kind of people they were, you liked the characters, which is important for this type of movie. Yeah,
absolutely. All right, so let's wrap it up here. Before we go into our final grades of the movie as a whole. What is your take on the anthology series, like, in horror as a whole?
Anthologies have had a lot of difficulty recently.
Yeah.
I personally love anthologies. They've been a staple in horror for many, many years, going all the way back to like the Hammer days with Tales from the Crypt and Crypt of Terror, all those kinds of which I love.
Tales from the Dark Side.
Tales from the Dark Side, right? There's so many amazing ones. Tales from the Hood. But they're so much fun because you get all these little snippets.
Yeah.
And I've been dying for a good anthology recently because I've seen a lot that have tried, but I think failed.
Yeah.
I know people really love them, but I'm not a huge fan of the VHS series. I'm not a fan of ABCs of Death. I was really let down by Tales of Halloween, so I think that's kind of the state of the anthology right now. It's been great to see something that had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, the first VHS I thought was okay, but after that it kind of tailed off. Tales of Halloween, we can make a whole run on that. That one was just terrible. But as far as anthology, yeah, I kind of agree with you. Lately, they've kind of been lacking, and this one definitely was fresh. I really thought this one was solid. Perfect? No. But definitely solid. So let's go into final grades here, Johnny.
I think that this anthology had the teeth to it. It had some good horror elements to it, which a lot don't. It had the right sense of humor for an anthology, which a lot of them don't. And I think it had the timing right, which sometimes when you try and cram too many or too few segments, they go too long or too short. Sure. So I think that it was good. It was a little uneven. Some of the stories didn't really hit home for me, but then they were carried through with some really stellar standouts. I could honestly see myself watching this 4 times a year on specific holidays. Okay. I enjoyed it. I think it's the best anthology since Trick or Treat, honestly. And I would give it a solid 8.5 to a 9 out of 10.
Okay. Wow, that's very, very high. But yeah, if that's,
deal with it.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think it's one of the best or better anthologies that has come out in years. 100% worth a watch. Maybe not. I'm not gonna grade as high as Johnny. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10, which isn't much lower, but definitely a movie to check out. Worth your time, for sure. Definitely 2 thumbs up, 2 recommends from Joe and Johnny.
Indeed.
But that is it, guys. Thank you so much to my buddy.
Thank you. This
Johnny
was awesome.
Tellez for doing this. We are here live at Texas Frightmare Weekend. Super pumped. We got a whole audience here of other people you might know. I'll just say it, Mander McFlander and Morgan are in the room here. Morgan, thank you very much to Morgan for recording this for her. She's holding the camera. So a big thanks to her. And that is it, guys. So I hope everyone has a great night, and we'll see you all real soon.